Rufai, God will bless you. Continue, share this video.
I totally condemn the waste of life, the killing in UROMI. Extrajudicial killing has no place in our country, and we totally abhor it.
Absolutely.
But let's go back to the facts of the matter. 16 Dingons. What I know about hunting, and I've gone on hunting expedition many times. You hunt in the bush in your locality. Correct me if I'm wrong. And I think you also said it. I've never heard of traveling many state lines to go and hunt somewhere. It's normally around your locality. Also, where the role of the government comes in, prior to this time, there has been a constant repetitive action of kidnappers in UROMI. UROMI, around the Ubiaja area, around that Irua area, up till Ikeke. Most of those axes have been inundated by cases of kidnapping. And I know those axes because I traveled around there and I know. And the government had not done anything to stem the tide. Hence, even people now trusting the vigilante. Because people trusting the vigilante that have now gone high-handedness, that have now, perpetrated this in a high-handed way, it's a reflection of the fact that the security services of the state have failed. So, please help us juxtapose those scenarios. Hunting in a bus, 16 guns, and an area that was initially inundated by kidnappers. What should we have done better? And how, after those perpetrating these heinous acts are brought to book, what should be done to stem the tide of kidnapping in all of these areas?
Thank you very much, Rufai. You made a valid point. 16 guns, but let's look at it from the other perspective. Kidnappers will not bundle themselves into a commercial bus and put their guns as cargo while traveling. Basic interrogation, where are you coming from? We are coming from Port Harcourt, Elele. Where are you going to? We are going to Kano. What are you going to do? We are going for Salah. So what are you doing with these guns? We are hunters, we went to hunt. Even if the story is not credible, at least they have something to say and you could hear them. Hand over for investigation to verify the claims. I am happy you have condemned the killings. It is not justifiable. But a tragedy has happened and we need to look at it vis-a-vis the previous happenings in that axis, kidnapping. But I disagree with you when you said the government had done nothing. If you go through the records, you will see the head of the security, the state security corps, retired CP Friday Badin, in the recent past, when they combed bushes around that area and also arrested some people who were alleged to be kidnappers. Even though when I read the story and I heard that they were with guns, as I said, these people are hunters, they are not kidnappers. But let's be frank, somebody who is carrying a gun, even somebody who is a hunter, if he is predisposed to criminality, can kidnap if he has the opportunity. Because somebody a gun is pointed at, will not say it is just a gun. A gun that can kill an animal can also kill a human being. So, yes, if the circumstances, justifies and evidence abound that they are kidnappers, then they should be treated as such, but not through extrajudicial killing.
Thank you so much.
Instead, by proper arraignment before the court of law.
Yeah, I have a quick rebuttal. And even if they were kidnappers, what they ought to have done is they have taken them to the court of law, yes, and we condemn that. See, sir, I don't just talk if I don't know what I'm saying. That's one thing about me. I have facts. The government had not done anything to stem the tide. Forget the arrest and going into bushes for optics. Let me read you one of the messages I got from that area.
You may say the government has not done enough.
No,
maybe the government has not done enough. But to say they've not done anything, you'll be standing facts on his head.
Let me read you one of the messages I got from this area. And these are constant messages I have. My hometown, Ugboha, is seriously under siege of herdsmen. Killing, raping, kidnapping. We cannot sleep with our eyes closed. We cannot even go to the farms anymore. UROMI, Ugboha Road, has become a no-go area for kidnapping and killing, and it's a daily occurrence. And this has not abated though. No business activity is going on in those areas. Life is now hopeless and at a standstill. It's a daily occurrence. So apart from the optics of going to the bush and arresting some people, no. The real problem had not been solved because it's a daily occurrence, and I constantly get reports around that area constantly. People cannot go home. That's why I say they've not even done anything. Yes, you said they have gone to the bush, they've arrested people, but the problem had not been solved. There was action, but there was no solution. There was no solution.
Maybe they've not done enough. Maybe they've not done enough. Maybe they've not done enough. Maybe they need to redouble their effort. These reports you get, it will be good if you forward them to the Commissioner of Police anytime you receive them. Because the one you receive and you don't forward may not, people may have freer access to you than they have to the law enforcement.
With due respect, I also got another one while I was saying this now. Ikeke. Around that area too, if you go, because I've traveled all those areas. Ubiaja, Ikeke is under attack. 5 people have been kidnapped in Ikeke.
Okay.
So we've not seen a lot, and I keep reporting all of this on my social media channel. So it's out there.
Mr. Adeoye, let's stay with the.
Please forward to Commissioner of Police, not on social media.
If
you want to get results, please forward to the authorities.
I've done that many times.
Mr. Adeoye, let's
go ahead, Dr. Abati.
Let's stay with the subject of the discussion.
Abati.
Which is the killing on the UROMI-Ubiaja expressway. Now, I go back to the point I made about vigilante, all kinds of unauthorized security outfits. You were commissioner in Anambra State before you retired.
Yes.
Now, will you say that all these vigilante groups, all these security outfits not authorized showing up is because the Nigerian police has failed Nigerians? And then both the state governments and then also other people decide to take law into their hands and commit atrocities with a lot of impunity. If the Nigeria police itself was up and running, would this situation have been the case? What do you think is the problem?
Dr. Abati, when you want to assess failure, you will have to weigh what is available against the responsibilities. You have a country of 240 million people and a police force that is just 300,000. From that statistics alone, you know that a lot of areas will be uncovered. A huge segment of the population will be unpoliced. That is one. 2, you look at what are the logistics holding and the funding of these security agencies. It is said to whom much is given, much is expected. So when you want to assess failure, you need to assess what have you put in place and what empowerment is there for them to discharge their responsibilities. Then you weigh it against performance. It is then you can arrive at an objective, conclusion. So I think the Nigeria police is understaffed and underfunded, grossly so. We need to start looking at practical ways. Mr. President has done something in that regard by giving approval for the rapid recruitment of personnel to beef up the strength of the force. I hope that is followed by better equipment and funding so that the spread can be better, the training more qualitative, and equipment enable them to do more than they do currently. Technology is available to enhance performance. If all these are deployed, I assure you, performance will be much better. But coming to the present, I and you, we are in agreement that a lot more needs to be done to enhance safety of life and property across the nation. Kidnapping is a menace in many jurisdictions, not just in Edo State and not just this occurrence. In many states across the country, when kidnapping started in the Niger Delta, way back, when expatriates were the target for ransom, I warned. I said, this thing that is starting and it is against expatriates and the locals are clapping, eventually it will become problem of the locals. We are there now. Kidnapping has become a lucrative business. Deliberate actions need to be taken to stem the tide. If death penalty is the punishment for armed robbery, taking somebody's property by force, I see no reason why kidnapping of a human being should attract less a penalty. So even though the world is running away from death penalty and we are stemming away from it, we have a peculiar problem. And only a strong deterrence can stem the tide. I advocate death penalty for kidnappers so that a strong warning will be sent to all that it is not just business, it is a deadly business.